We're back with the Opie and Anthony program.
I'm trying to eat.
Huh?
I'm trying to eat.
Jimmy just fucking set me off and bullshit.
Yeah, well, you annoyed me too, so I guess we're human.
No, it's bullshit, bro.
Say what you want to say, but I'm not some idiot. You're annoyed at me, I'm annoyed at you. It's life.
Basically, he thinks we blew off Sean Rouse last week. Because
no, you.
I didn't blow off Sean Rouse.
What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
Yoshi's here and the dude from Slap Happy, and Jimmy's like a little up to, are we going to get him on the air? I'm like, yeah, eventually we'll get him on the air. I'm not like, whoa, let's stop the show and get these guys in immediately. And he's like, well, you know, you have a tendency to make people wait outside, and then they eventually come in, and then, you know, blah, blah, blah. Tough shit.
Is that the way I did it? Did I just whine at you like that?
Yeah, you did whine at me.
Yeah,
and then you're like, Sean Rouse came all the way up here to do the show, and you don't even thank him at the end of the show.
Yeah, you don't.
Like, I had a personal problem with Sean Rouse?
I didn't say you had a personal problem. I just thought it was something that
Sean Rouse opened up for you in Atlantic City. You asked, you know, you want Sean on the show Monday? I'm like, yeah. I didn't know he was driving
you said, hell yeah.
Yeah, because I like the guy. I think the guy's a really funny comic. I met him when we were on hiatus in Dallas. He's a really funny guy. We've never done the show with him. So I said, yeah, sure. I didn't, first of all, know that he was driving 2.5 hours north just to do the radio show. Second of all, we booked him last second. We had a lot happening that day. So then you're like, well, you didn't have to go to the Joey Paisano phone call. Well, first of all, that's a judgment call.
I don't talk like that.
That's a judgment call. I went to the Joey Paisano call, and it was good radio. It was about gambling and addiction. You thought it stunk.
No, I didn't say it stunk. If I thought it stunk, I would tell you I thought it stunk. I didn't say it stunk.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
It could have waited till the next day because it wasn't something that because he was only here for one day. I didn't say it stunk. If I thought it stunk, I'd tell you that.
Then you sit here and try to make this happen.
See, that's not a valid argument. If I disagree with something, then don't ask people to voice their opinion.
Dude, I have to make judgment calls every fucking day. These guys, everyone produces stuff for us and throws it in front of Anthony and I. And then Anthony and I pick away and go, well, we'll try this, we'll try that.
Right.
Well, this guest is here, we'll try that. All right? And that's how this show works, always.
I understand
But you think there's some kind of underlying thing that we're purposely making people wait outside the studio.
No, I don't.
Sean Rouse came in.
I never
we talked to him for 10 minutes.
Don't say you think I think that, because I don't think that.
Yeah,
don't
you
say
did.
I would say it. I would say it. If I thought there was an underlying thing, I would say it.
You don't think guys have come to me, but, you know, after the show and said, you know, Jimmy's all pissed off because Sean Rouse waited outside, Bill Burr waited outside, Patrice waited outside.
I wasn't here when Patrice waited outside. How are you saying that? I wasn't here. You're making this up as you go along. I wasn't here, Ope.
All right, it was Bill Burr then. Bill Burr, you complained.
When did he wait outside? I don't remember Bill Burr waiting outside.
Then I'm getting wrong information. They said that you were pissed off that you brought Bill Burr in and he had to wait outside because he's a big, big comic.
When? What I was pissed off about with Sean had nothing to do with him waiting outside. Had nothing to do with you going to the Dane Cook Bob Kelly phone call, which made perfect sense.
Yeah, but we pulled that out of our ass. We didn't know that was going to be good radio.
It was just the guy.
I never know, dude.
I understand the process. I understand it.
And
I'm sitting here with you. I know it.
And unfortunately, I'm kind of like the point guard. I have to make judgment calls, okay? We went to the Dane Cook phone call, and it worked out fine. We went to the Joey Paisano phone call. It worked out fine. And that I didn't feel like it could wait because it happened while we were in Atlantic City. We were doing a whole Atlantic City thing. Sean Rouse came in. I talked to him. It was mediocre, average radio at best. He didn't stink, but he wasn't giving us much of anything. So I moved on with the program, and then if he could, you know, find a spot, he should jump in. That's how the show works.
Jumping in
well,
because
I can't sit around and wait for someone to be comfortable.
Well, then don't tell somebody 2 years ago that you're dying to get him on the air, and don't tell them, yeah, I'd love to have you on the air, and then talk to him for a couple of minutes. Dude, it's not like I just It's not like I just dragged the guy in off the street and go, hey, talk to these guys. They have a radio show. You're the one that mentioned him coming on. You're the one that invited him.
But just because someone is invited on the show doesn't mean it's going to be a guarantee that he's going to get a lot of airtime.
But he wasn't doing a bad job.
It was okay, Jim. There was nothing going on. I set him up with a couple things, and he was like, yeah, he was slow. As far as the rhythm of a radio show, he was just trying to figure it all out. So we sat him over there, and we moved on with the show with other things.
And you don't even thank the guy at the end. That was a total blow-off.
So what does that mean? I was blowing someone off?
It was rude.
Don't fucking say blow-off.
That's what it is. Well, you're misquoting
me.
That's bullshit. You're saying I complained about Billy Burr and Patrice. I wasn't even here when Patrice first came in.
I don't blow off people that I like. Sean Rouse, I like. I didn't purposely blow him off.
You can call it whatever you want.
That means at the end of the show, I probably ran out of time and forgot to thank him. There was a lot of shit going on that day.
Okay, so we talked to him for a couple of minutes, didn't talk to him for the rest of the show, and then didn't thank him at the end. Nothing. Just like, you even said at one point, hey, we're hanging with Chris Jericho. Understand he's a big
That's
guest.
how it works sometimes.
The guy is sitting
That's
right
how
here.
It works.
The guy is sitting
That's
right
how
here.
it works sometimes.
Okay, that's how it works. It's not a blow off. What is
How
it?
many times in the old days did you come in and it was dice and we got to you when we could?
Understandable.
That's how it happens.
When I was a regular on the show.
So next time,
But you'd never ignore me. You would always say Jim Norton's in studio.
So what do you think the problem was, Jim?
I think you should have at least thanked the
So
guy
you
at
think
the
I
end.
had some kind of personal problem with Sean
No,
Rouse?
if I thought that, I would say it. I don't
So
think
what do you
that.
think the problem was?
It was just a bad decision, and I said that to you off air. Like, hey, man, because whatever. I didn't say you don't know how to run a radio show.
You don't.
I didn't say that.
You're funny and you're a good part of the show, but where I sit, you don't know what's going on.
I don't try to know what's going on. You're the boss. We all know you're the boss.
I have to make calls all the time.
I don't want to be the boss.
And sometimes, unfortunately, it's going to work out like the Sean Rouse situation. Oh, well.
Well, then don't ask people to give you input if you don't like the input.
I didn't. You said it.
No, many times you say, hey, let me know what you think, blah, blah, blah. Many times you said that.
I didn't. It came out because you have something in your head, like you have a problem with some of these guys waiting. You're like,
no,
well,
I don't have a problem with people waiting.
Is Yoshi and the guy from Slap Happy coming in? I'm like, yeah, eventually, but personally, I'm getting sick of all the porn bullshit.
Right, and you said that yesterday, and the two
you're like,
people,
come on, man, Yoshi's a funny comic. And I'm like, well, get to him eventually.
And the people we had yesterday gave great radio.
So, yeah, but you don't know. I've had a million porn stars on the show that stunk.
So Amanda
you never
Pete
know.
stunk. You're not sick of celebrities, are you?
You never know.
She was awful.
Yeah, I didn't want Amanda Pete on the show. I could care less about Amanda Pete. That was set up by the booker. Oh. That's why we went after her and talked about her stupid, awful tits. I don't care about Amanda Pete. The fucking movie came out, the reviews are in, and the movie stinks. Well, who cares?
Whatever.
But you don't know. You don't know what you plunk down the phone, you get a guest in here, and you hope for the best.
I know all that, but if somebody says something like, hey, man, I would rather do this or I didn't like this, you can't go, hey, look, you don't sit where I sit. That's a cop-out. It's like,
not
don't pull
a cop-out.
It is a cop-out because
if you thought Sean Rouse wasn't really fitting in and stuff, you're part of the show. You could have tried to, get him more involved.
I didn't feel like he wasn't fitting in because you run the show. I know that. I'm not stupid. It doesn't mean I can't say something I didn't like.
Dude, but if it's not going in a direction and you think you could help out, then you jump in. Then that's your job to jump in.
So, it's my job to jump in. But hold on, but off air if I say something, and it wasn't like a nasty fuck you remark. Off air if I say something, hey, don't do that, you're going to piss me off. It's like, you can't have it both ways. Don't tell me you can jump in or you can do this and then not say anything off the air because I don't come in as early as you do and I don't know where you sit. You can't have it both ways.
You could jump in at any time. The Sean Rouse thing was average radio at best. Anthony and I can't sit here and wait for radio gold from Sean Rouse.
No, I know. I'm talking about.
You know how many people out there were killed for 10 minutes on this radio show? He got 10 minutes. It was okay. Next time he's in New York, we'll throw him on again if he's not too pissed, Jimmy, and we'll see what happens next.
He didn't say anything.
And then we'll see what happens next.
I just watched you. The guy come in and not get
10 fucking minutes on the show is a long fucking time.
You're right.
All right?
You did him a great
favor.
So
what am I supposed to do?
Thanks for coming in, Sean. It was nice to have you.
Should we do a Barbara Walters fucking interview with him for
how
a half
about
hour?
Common courtesy, a guy you've invited on 2 years ago, to go, hey, man, thanks a lot for coming in. How about that?
I said thanks off air.
No, you didn't.
Off air, I said goodbye to the guy.
All right. Okay, off air, you say goodbye to him.
So I have a problem with Sean Rouse.
I never said you had a problem with Sean Rouse. Stop misquoting me. Stop misquoting me.
Then what's the big deal that he didn't get a proper goodbye on the air? You're insane.
I'm not insane.
What's the big deal?
You're the one you were raving about what a great comic you think he is, how you wanted him to come on.
What is rude about forgetting to say goodbye to a guy when there's
nothing.
Dude, when there's so much shit going on.
What was going on?
Chris Jericho is here. I think we had something that we had to do after the show, Make sure the show ends on time and in a nice fashion.
That's a lot of shit going on?
Dude, I don't know, dickhead, because I don't know what was going on that day, fuckface.
Oh, don't get all angry and yell. You can't say you want me to voice my opinion and then get so pissed off when I voice my opinion.
You're insane.
I'm not insane.
You are insane.
No, I'm not.
You're insane at times.
No, I'm not.
So Sean Rouse didn't get the proper goodbye. Oh, well, it happens.
Okay.
It happens.
Okay. Okay.
You can sit here and try to figure it out.
See?
You can. Because you have all these opinions how it's supposed to work.
All these opinions? I fucking never say things I don't like on the show.
Get Yoshi in.
I never have problems with things that are going on the show.
We'll get Yoshi in eventually, no problem. We'll fit him into the show.
If you would have said that, I never would have even thought about it. You didn't say that, though.
What did I say?
I don't know, man. I don't know. The porn shit. It was a big thing. You didn't go, yeah, man, we'll get to him in a while. Okay.
That's bullshit. I said we'll get to him eventually.
It's bullshit? It's not bullshit. You didn't say it. If you would have said it like that,
I didn't say that we're not getting these guys in. I'm like, yeah, we'll get to them. But I'm not obsessed with porn like you and Steve. Like, oh, God, more porn people. You guys get all excited. Can't wait to get your pictures and stuff. Who cares? Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio show.
I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that. I understand you're trying to do a radio show. I know that.
Jim, you're fucking pissing me off. It's
well,
bullshit.
You're pissing me off, too.
When you say, that I blew someone off, that is bullshit.
Okay.
That is simple bullshit.
I didn't
purposely try to blow someone off that I like. There are guys I hate, and I'll go right after them. But Sean Rouse, I didn't purposely blow him off.
Didn't say you purposely
I didn't blow him off.
Okay, you
all right?
phrase it any way you want.
If I forgot to say goodbye on the air, who cares?
Okay, no one cares.
In the end, who the fuck cares?
So he traveled 2.5 hours north and then took the train. My point is we shouldn't have had him if that was the way it was going to go. You shouldn't have had him in.
Dude, it's going to happen again to somebody.
Then you book
It's just
them.
how
don't
the radio
ask me to get
show goes.
comics. I don't want to get comics.
Then don't get comics,
I don't
Jimmy.
want to. You have access to the same people I have access to.
Then don't get comics. Why? Because you're personally hurt that someone has to wait out there because we're doing other radio?
No, but it would annoy me if I didn't say wait out there. That's not what I said. You keep misquoting me.
I did not. You're like...
Yes, you did. You said I got pissed off with Patrice had to wait, and I wasn't even here for that.
All right, then I apologize for that. But you did say something about Bill Burr waiting, too. But that was another day. That was a lot going on.
I do not remember that. I don't remember
that was a lot. There was a lot going on that day.
When have I been mad about somebody waiting because there was a lot going on?
Huh?
When? When have I ever said, fucking stop what we're doing and bring so-and-so in? When?
Dude, you said Bill Burr had to wait. You said Sean Rouse had to wait.
I didn't. You said Bill Burr. I didn't say Bill Burr.
Bring Ben in here.
Get Ben. I didn't say Bill Burr.
Bring Ben in here.
I don't remember the Bill Burr thing.
What?
I don't remember the Bill Burr thing.
Holy shit.
What?
I'm sure Ben just went, holy shit. Now Ben's involved. Yeah, I'm still here, people.
Is he obsessed with people waiting outside?
You were upset the first time.
Thank you.
You said this was a long time ago, but
thank you.
But I'm not getting them.
Obsessed? That's obsessed. When did Bill? I don't remember Bill Burr.
It was a long time ago. You were said we got to get him in faster.
You said
you said
we have to get some of these guests in faster. Well, that's great. But if we have something going on, we're not going to stop the fucking radio show to get a guy in who could easily wait a little longer out there because it's very valuable airtime.
That's a fair point.
It's a privilege.
That's a fair point. But what was going on? I don't remember the Bill Burr thing.
If I'm some kind of... Huh? Bill,
I don't remember the Bill Burr.
I don't remember what was happening that day. But
so why mention it? Why not just stick to what we were talking about?
Because it's part of the whole fucking thing. You get uptight because some of these guys have to wait to get on the show.
How do you know that I wasn't right about the Bill Burr thing if neither one of us remembered what was going on?
If I'm sitting outside the Opie Anthony show, I'll wait 4 hours to fucking get 5 minutes of airtime. Tough shit.
How do you know that I'm wrong about the Bill Burr thing if neither you or I can remember what was going on that day?
You are wrong about the Bill Burr thing is because I know he's a funny guy and we want to work him into the show, but obviously something else was going on.
Okay, so you're saying I'm wrong
Anthony and I thought was much more important, so we made him sit out there a little longer.
So there's no way, because neither one of us can remember it, so automatically I have to be wrong about it because
you were obsessed that he was waiting outside.
I'm obsessed. I didn't even remember it until he said I'm obsessed.
Well,
I didn't even remember it.
Ben remembered.
Ben remembers a lot of things. Ben remembers that we're getting, Dennis Leary and Lenny Clark in studio in Boston. Doesn't matter.
You don't know how a show works, and then you have these stupid opinions. It's simple
I'm sorry.
as that.
I had an opinion. So what? You're right. I don't know how a show works. That's why I roll in when I roll in. I don't pretend to know how a show works.
Just don't bring any comedians in anymore.
No remarks. Believe me, I'll just do my job. No remarks. No remarks off the air. You're right. You're right.
But you're
right.
You're sounding insane that I didn't like say goodbye to Sean Rouse on the air. Holy shit, are you kidding me?
It was rude.
I don't even remember my name at the end of the show sometimes. There's so much going on. Relax.
You still should have said goodbye to the guy.
Why? What does that prove to the listener?
That's a listener, just the guy that comes in. He travels 2.5 hours north.
I said
you've been
inviting
him for 2 years. You've been inviting 2 years.
The show ends, and we take our photos with Chris Jericho, and we walk around the studio. We thank some of the guys for bringing whatever they brought to the table. I said goodbye to Sean Rouse.
Okay, good.
Good. I said goodbye to Sean.
Okay, good.
So I didn't do it on the air. That's the big deal?
No, and you know that's not what I'm saying.
Yes,
you know that's
not
what I'm saying.
Then what is it?
Because you just blew him off. You didn't address him at all. Hey, we're hanging with Chris Jericho.
Don't say I blew him off.
Okay, it's the words that bother you. Stop with the semantics. Whatever you did, he just sat there.
So, it happens. It happens every day on this show. It's happened a million times on the show over the years.
And have I ever complained about it? Have I ever said to you, no, yes or no? No.
Dude, it started because of Yoshi and Brandon outside, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, we'll get to him. You're like, well, I don't want him waiting out too long.
That's not the way it happened.
Why'd you even invite him in? I'm like, we'll get to him eventually.
You didn't say we'll get to him, and I panicked. That's not the way it happened. That's dishonest. It's not the way it happened, dude. It's not the way it happened.
Whatever, Jimmy.
Okay.
Whatever.
Not the way it happened.
Whatever. You got to calm down.
I'm very calm.
You got to calm down. You really do.
Hey, look, you're the boss, brother. Everybody knows you're the boss. I'm not challenging that.
No, that's not what I'm getting at.
Of course that's what you're getting
at. No, of course it's not what I'm getting at, Jimmy. Of course it's not. You know, we all have a say in the show, and if you thought something was going on with Sean Rouse, you could jump in and try to make it happen. It wasn't happening. Do you understand? It wasn't happening.
So I can jump in and...
The guy's funny.
So I can jump in and try to make it happen, but I can't mention it to you off air because you're going to freak out and go, you sit here and do what I do. So, again, you want it both ways. I can jump in and make it happen because I'm part of the show, but I can't mention it to you off the air. And I didn't call you up screaming.
It's been a thing going on. That's why this happened on the air, that you're obsessed with people waiting outside the studio.
Why do you keep saying obsessed? You don't want to say blown off. Why are you saying obsessed?
You said about these guys today. You said about Bill.
I reacted
about
to what you said. I don't remember Sean Rouse.
You brought the Sean Rouse. I thought the Sean Rouse thing was fine, but when I mentioned Brandon and Yoshi coming in, and I'm like, I'm sick of the porn thing, but we'll make it work. You're like, you know,
not the way you said it, dude. Come on, Opie. It's not the way you
did, asshole.
No, it's not the way you said it, brother. It's not the way you said it.
I'll start recording everything I say, so it's perfect for you. You
no,
obsessed
but I'm
freak.
going to react to what is appropriate when somebody speaks to me. That's not the way you said it.
What did I say about Brandon and Yoshi?
You're like,
I
guess we'll get him in. I don't know. I'm just sick of
the
porn thing.
Then why do we invite him, man? Why do we invite him?
Yeah, exactly. If you don't want people in, why invite them? It's a very valid question.
Because the show's not all about me. I understand there's a value to these guys, but it doesn't mean I'm going to, bring the good radio when these guys come in. All right? I hated those girls coming in yesterday.
But they were great.
It turned out it was great. You're right. Because Anthony found an angle.
I was brilliant, but why?
That's the only reason it was great. Anthony found an angle.
Understandable.
On paper, that looked like that was going to fucking suck, okay?
Well,
on paper, Sean Rouse looked like it was going to be really good radio. Guess what? It wasn't, Jimmy.
It wasn't bad radio.
It was average radio best, and when you have a lot of other stuff going on, you have to keep moving on, keep trying to find, the next thing that's going to hit with the listeners. That's how the show always has worked.
And I know, I don't understand
And these guys will come in, and they'll either stink or they'll do good radio. I don't know.
Which is fine.
I don't know. But that started the whole thing like, oh, why are you inviting them in? If you're going to make them wait or you're not going to have them on.
If you're not going to have them on.
And then you're like, and the same thing happened with Sean Rouse last week. And I know for a fact you said something about Bill Burr
I don't remember. If I did, I would admit it to you, I don't remember it. But you don't remember it either. Neither one of us remembers why he had to wait. I'm being honest. I don't remember that.
He had to wait because the show was happening. That's
the
only
reason.
That's
what it was. Maybe you're right.
That's because I know. That's how it works.
Okay,
Jimmy.
so you win that point of the argument because you know.
I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, well, the show really sucks today, but, I'm on a power trip, so I'm going to just let
Never said you were on a power trip.
Shut up,
No, I'm not going to shut up.
I'm exaggerating.
Oh, well, all right, well, then don't make it look like you're quoting me.
And I'm going to, stare out the window and just look at Bill Burr when maybe we could use him and to make better radio.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, something was happening, because I know how I approach this show every day.
Okay, so...
There are guys out there, I see them waiting, I'm like, wow, I would love to get them in, but I know what we're doing at that given moment is really good. So instead of stopping the whole fucking thing to get something else going, you got to ride these things out. That's how it works. That's how it always has worked.
Right.
So if Bill Burr was sitting out there, that just meant that something else was going on that was really hitting that day.
But neither one of us remembers it, so
you'll
win that part of the argument on point. And all of a sudden, I'm obsessed because I mentioned Bill Burr had to wait. I don't remember mentioning that.
Yeah, because this is, unfortunately, the part of the show that I have to worry about every day.
Mm-hmm.
There was no other reason why he was sitting out there, but that there was probably something really good happening in the studio. Simple as that. That's the only reason.
And I understood when Sean came in.
That's the only reason.
When Sean came in and you went to the Dane Cook Hall and the Bob Kid, I definitely understood that. It was what happened once he was in.
But you're still not getting it.
I get it.
No,
I comprehend it. I don't agree.
No, you're not.
I get it,
You're still not getting it.
That's arrogant. I do get it. I just disagree.
We could have went to the Dane Cook phone call, and that could have blown. You're like, well, I understand why we went there. Really? Why?
Because
that could have sucked.
No. You want to ask me a question? Let me answer it. Bob's a regular on the show. I understood why you're going to it. The guy got hurt. Dane's calling in. Dane's the guy we wanted to get on the show. You've been saying you wanted Dane on the show. Then we got Dane on the show. I definitely understood why you went to it.
But just because we wanted both those guys on, that could have sucked.
It could have, but I understood why you went with it. You're making my point. I understood why you went with that.
And Dice, there were times they gave us shitty radio. Just because Dice is coming in doesn't mean we're going to have great radio.
Understandable. No one is saying that.
So for you to say, I understood why you went to the Bob Kelly call, really?
Yeah.
What if we went there and it sucked?
I still would have understood why you went there.
All right, and you don't understand why you went to the Joey Paisano call?
Not saying I didn't understand. I'm saying once Sean was in studio and talking, and you wanted to make that decision, that's your call. Okay, fine. But then to not address him at all for the rest of the show.
My God, we should find the Sean Rouse audio.
Through going to break.
We should find the audio.
You're asking me, and I'm explaining to my point of view. From going to break and saying, hey, we're hanging with Chris Jericho, not even mentioning the guy, and at the end of the show, not even thanking him for coming in. That's what I was talking about.
Tough shit.
Okay, that's your answer. Tough
shit.
I say what I say, you say tough shit.
Did I thank him after the show?
I don't know what you did.
That's all that matters.
You say you did.
That's all that matters.
I'll believe you.
Because we developed these relationships for the radio show.
Okay.
If I forgot to thank the guy at the end of the show, tough shit.
Okay,
it
tough
happens.
Shit. Okay, I say what I say, you say tough shit.
It happens.
Okay. I know what happens. I was here when it happened.
I remember what was going on that day. Chris Jericho, the whole reason, the one thing he asked, he goes, dudes, I love doing radio with you guys, but if you could, play my song or a part of my song, that's all I want. And I knew we were running out of time. We were supposed to play the whole song. All of a sudden there was, less than 2 minutes left. And I'm like, holy crap, we got to get to the song because we promised.
I know.
Because I tried it. When we promise someone something, I try to oblige. So all of a sudden I'm like, all right, hit the song. We got to get out of here. Chris Jericho, thanks for coming by. Here's Enemy. It was just a really rush job end of a radio show.
I remember it, and I understand why you had to play it.
Fucking reason why Sean didn't get a thank you.
How come he didn't get, it's just a thing we do. When I've been in this show long enough, when you're talking about who's in studio, you're like, all right, man, we're hanging here with Chris Jericho, blah, blah. It's just the way you say things. But when you're saying, we're hanging here with Chris Jericho, and the guy's just sitting there, and you don't even acknowledge him. And I'm not talking about at the end of the show, and then at the end of the show.
Give some people a little more respect than others, too. Chris Jericho is
Sean's
known all over the world.
So what?
And he came in.
I know you guys like Jericho, and he's a good guest.
And eventually, maybe we would have got back to Sean or not. In that case, we didn't get back to Sean Rouse.
I'm not even talking about getting back to him.
Oh, my God.
But don't say, hey, you can jump in because you're a part of the show, and then the other thing, get really pissed off if I say something off air. You can't have it both ways.
No, it's bullshit, Jimmy. I think it's a cop-out when you're like, you have all these opinions off air, but...
What, all these opinions? What do you mean, all these opinions?
You got these... I
want to know what you mean, all these opinions.
I want to know what you got this microphone in front of you. If you thought you could help the Sean Rouse situation, then start fucking talking.
What do you mean, all these opinions?
And fucking talk.
I want to know what you mean.
No, that's it.
I'd like to know what you mean. That's a fair question. All these opinions, what?
All the opinions.
I love the way the show is going.
Dude,
what are you talking about?
I don't feel like getting into all the other bullshit with thinking everyone down in Washington is trying to, sidetrack the show. The marketing is not there.
Are you telling me that's me? Oh my God!
I turned the corner.
Wow.
I turned the corner. I think they're now doing a really good job in Washington. You still think? Gary Hahn is purposely fucking?
Oh.
Dude,
did you just say that?
Let's not change subjects. Stick to the basic gist of what you guys were discussing.
You're saying that I'm the one who thinks that things aren't getting done?
Hugh Pinero hates the show, right?
I'm not convinced that Hugh
I know for a fact that he likes the show, okay?
I know for a fact. Show. Are you really on the air trying to throw me under the bus with Hugh Pinero?
Well, now if you want to fuck around, Jimmy, let's fuck.
I'll fuck around.
Let's fuck around.
Go ahead. I say what I have to say on the air, always.
All your opinions, right?
Yeah, my opinion is this, that they are worried about the show. I've been saying this since day one.
It's wrong now.
Well, let me finish my opinions. That they're worried about the show.
It's wrong.
And I was right about the advertisers coming off the premium. I was right about that. Wasn't I?
One
of the reasons that they wanted us that the advertiser would start coming once we came off the premium. That was the reason they wanted to get us off the premium. I knew that. I knew the fact that that was one of the reasons they were going to take us off the premium, is because advertisers were coming saying we will not go while they're on premium, but we'll go once they're off premium because the show is succeeding. I was right about that.
That was part of it.
And I was right about I was right about the whole marketing thing, which hasn't happened. I was right about it. And you thought the same thing. But now you're acting like I'm paranoid. I'm thinking that. How can you? That's disingenuous, man.
Nah, forget it.
Come on, dude. How could you say that? How could you say that? I'm paranoid and I have issues. How could you say that just to win an argument?
Oh, my God. You want to talk to some of the guys who aren't paranoid and have issues?
Well,
you want to talk to Eric Logan? You want to talk? They're like, Jimmy's out of his fucking mind.
Really? So I was wrong about when that letter went out. When that letter went out and you guys weren't mentioned in the rate hike, I was wrong to say that was hiding the show?
Dude,
you bought that spin? Come on, dude.
The explanation I got, yeah, I believed it. I believed it.
Then you and I are different people.
I definitely believed it.
Then you believed it.
I definitely believed it.
You believed that they just didn't want us associated with the rate hike.
I definitely believe that.
Because when you have a big show on the air, you don't want people to make it look like, hey, you're getting something good for nothing.
I definitely believe it. Do I agree with that decision? No, but I definitely believe it.
Okay.
I definitely believe that was their logic in that. Yes, without a doubt.
Okay.
I think it was the wrong decision. I thought we should have been involved with that letter, but I believe their their logic.
Right. No, you're right. You turned the corner, and I'm paranoid. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I believe.
I'm the one who's thinking that nothing's getting done, and you've turned the corner. Okay.
I think things are getting done.
I agree, actually, in some areas.
I was the number one, guy bitching on the show, but now I've turned the corner.
So really, why didn't you tell me this?
I think Washington's now doing a good job for the show. Definitely.
Okay. Well, why didn't you say this when I was complaining about the read that you guys got? I saw what that was. You saw the same thing. You agreed with it. You didn't tell me you didn't agree with it?
We weren't going to do that. We were not going to do that, you ass.
No. I'm saying you didn't tell me you didn't agree with it.
The channel blocking?
People. Come on now.
No. The motives.
The issue.
The motives behind the reading. I'm saying the motives behind the reading. When they sent you that. When they sent you that paper. When I went crazy.
For the TV spot?
Yeah. When I went crazy because of the script they gave you, because I knew the motives behind it were to mention channel blocking. You didn't disagree with me on that.
What are you talking about? We weren't going to read the thing
I'm not
about
saying
channel
you
blocking.
No. You're missing.
Oh, you thought that...
I know why that was in there.
No. See, that's your paranoia again. I totally disagree.
I said that on the air. Why didn't you call me out on the air?
I totally did. Because then I make some phone calls down to Washington, and I see where their head's at. You left right after the show. Eric Logan talked to Anthony and I for a while about it, and I believed their explanation. I believed it. They were trying to be funny with it, and it didn't work. And that was the email that Gary Hahn sent to me that I sent to you, basically saying, look, this was our attempt at humor, and it failed miserably. That was the only reason they did the whole channel blocking thing. I believe their explanation, yes. Call me crazy. I totally believe it.
Okay, good for you.
I totally believe it.
Absolutely. Actually, you might be right. But
I totally believe it now.
The fact that you would actually
at the point you made a good the other day you made a good point, but then I'm like, all right, well I got to call Washington and see what this is all about. And the explanation they gave me, I believe it.
The fact that you would make it look paranoid that I've been pissed off at the way certain things go is mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me.
Well, you got to calm down a little bit.
There's
some paranoia. You were still bitching about the advertising for the show while we're in the papers that day.
Yes, I was.
We're on the back page of the New York Post on the sports section, a really nice ad, and that day you were still bitching about the marketing.
And I acknowledged the fact that was good. You said you like about that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, that is good. That was good. I was talking about the TV commercial and the dialogue in the TV commercial, and you know that's what I was talking about. You know that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the dialogue they gave you, that little thing about, maybe they were going for a humor thing. If that had been one or two of the lines, I would have definitely understood that. But the fact that every single line mentioned channel block. You're the one that was saying no one's running this channel. We didn't get this stuff sent to us.
I totally agree with that, too. But we're taking care of that situation,
too. How can you say that I'm the one who's thinking that things aren't getting done?
They went with this angle of channel blocking. So then they had 6 or 7 different versions because they thought that might make for a good spot. That's all that was about.
And had they had one
idea. They had one idea. Like, you know what? These guys talking about channel blocking in a sarcastic, dry way. This could make a good TV spot. They were absolutely wrong. But
I would have agreed with you.
That was the only motive. That was the only motive they had doing that. And I truly believe that now.
Well, then you know what?
Because I talked to everybody down there.
Okay, then this is
unless they're all
if
you're right, fucking with me.
If you're right,
then
this is the case then of a guy who's been caught cheating on his wife 8 times. And one time he comes back with glitter on his collar, and it's legitimately there because he hugged a relative, and she thinks he was cheating again. He goes, no, I wasn't cheating. It's the same type of a vibe. So you can't call the wife paranoid for thinking the husband cheated.
Jimmy, I'm involved with these guys in Washington a lot. I encourage you to talk to Eric Logan because you do.
I do talk to Logan. I like him.
You don't talk to him a lot. I talk to the guy every day. And I'm just saying, some of the things you have problems with, you should get on the phone with him, and you'd be more at ease, is what I'm saying.
What are you saying that I have problems with that's so crazy or paranoid? I don't think the show's been advertised properly. They were afraid of the show, dude, and I was right about that.
They were taking a slow approach. I understood that. Believe it or not, I understood it from the beginning.
Oh, my God.
This show in October, I didn't want the whole fucking country to know about. Anthony and I were getting our chemistry back together. I was okay with no national spots.
You're making
I really
it look,
were.
Dude, you're making it look like you're comfortable with the way things have gone, and I'm this crazy person who's screaming for more. Come on, dude.
We've all screamed and yelled and had our problems here.
You were yelling 2 days ago.
Huh?
You're yelling 2 days ago.
Because I didn't know. You brought up a good point, and then I'm like, wow, you might be right about this. Okay, sure. But then after the show, I called and I got an explanation. I believe what they had to say.
And you also believe the explanation of why Open Ant were not mentioned in the XM letter.
Completely believe it.
Just because you didn't want to be associated with the rate hike.
I don't agree with it, but I completely believe their logic in that.
So it wasn't that they're a little afraid of the show, and maybe even justifiably so, considering what's happened.
If they're still afraid of the show, they would just keep us on premium. Don't you get it?
No, because of advertising. No. Because certain sponsors want to come aboard the show and just be a part of it and have us go out and do things.
No, wrong.
I think that they realize the show is moving in a different direction.
We don't have a lot of advertisers to begin with. No one, there's not a lot of guys jumping on board, and the rate for a commercial is so minimal. They're not going to make any money anytime soon on that. They're just not.
The advertising guy said that the advertisers want to come aboard. They want to be a part of the show.
Sure,
that's
part of it. That's
once we're
part
on
of
basic.
it.
Well, then how come you
that's
make it look like it's not part of it? You
that's just one part of it, though. But if they were really worried about the show, they would just keep it on premium and let it go that way.
You think that they've been very comfortable with the show and they've been pushing the show properly? And I'm this crazy person who doesn't think that. I don't buy it,
no. I think things have gotten better, though.
I never said they didn't.
I think they wanted to take a very conservative, slow approach. Did we agree with that all the way along? No.
Just the fact that
in the beginning, I didn't
like
really care
rational.
because in the beginning I didn't care because I didn't think we had a product that I personally was proud to show the whole country in
you
TV
did
spots.
care, dude. I'm talking about from January on. You did care, and when Howard announced he was going to Sirius, all of us thought like, all right, now you got to push this show because we got to be in a position to fight or whatever. You know,
and we wanted them to push
starting January.
Starting January would have been nice. It didn't happen, but now we're in April, and now we got a big push happening. So it's a little slower than we wanted. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But from October to January, you know, this show wasn't ready for a national platform. It just wasn't.
Okay,
Anthony
so
and I took 2.5 years off.
You're saying you agree with that, but in the beginning of this whole XM tangent, you're making it look like I have all of a sudden been this problem who's complaining about XM irrationally, and that these guys
Anthony,
I love
Jimmy,
being here, and you know that,
Jimmy. Yeah, but you don't acknowledge the good things that are happening with Washington.
Of course I do.
Not a lot, bro. Not a lot. You're always always looking for the other side of something. Why there was the channel blocking, script. Why we weren't mentioned in the letter. And I
was right both times.
No,
maybe channel blocking one thing, but I was right about the other one.
No, you're not.
Okay, then you agreed dishonestly. You agreed with me dishonestly.
No, I'm not going to explain again. When it came up on the show, you brought up a good point. I'm like, whoa, yeah, we got to look into this. And you're 100% right about that, 100% right. But then I wrote some emails. Anthony and I talked to Eric Logan, and I'm completely satisfied now that they were just trying to make a joke that was just dumb.
Possible.
Dumb.
Why were there no other options? Had there been other options, I would totally believe that, but there were no other options.
Because when you're making a TV spot, you're like, all of a sudden something hits you. Like, well, I think this would make a great TV spot, so let's get 6 or 8 different versions of this and then record, and we'll pick the best one. But then Ant and I jumped in and said, no, this is just not funny. It's not working. I totally believe it. Completely now. Completely.
Okay. Just like you believe that one I could swallow more than that's the why you weren't mentioned in the rate hike.
Well, that's fine.
You can.
I believe that too.
Okay, good for you.
I don't think I think it's bad business. I don't agree with their decision, but I believe their intentions definitely.
Okay, good.
Definitely. Didn't make me happy.
Oh no, you're right. Their intentions were good. I'm nuts for thinking that.
Dude,
paranoid.
It was Opie and Anthony coming off the premium. We're raising your service $3 a month.
No.
How is that good?
Because that's not what it was.
Basically, that's what it was.
No, it was.
That was the 2 points in that letter.
Baseball.
That's the 2 points.
I'll tell you, baseball free online streaming, and when you have a show that you're proud of,
baseball was already happening.
When you have a good show that you're proud of, you're saying to people, this justifies the rate hike to a certain degree. Hey guys, look what you're getting now. We're raising the price. Look what you're getting.
Baseball was already happening. So they were basically announcing, we're coming off the premium, and, oh, by the way, we're raising everything $3.
But they didn't mention you were coming off the premium in the letter. That was my problem with the letter. They just said high voltage.
That's fine. That's fine.
To me, if you have a show that you're proud of, and you're raising people's rates, and you're saying, look, but now you're getting this great show for free, that's not a bad thing for the show. That's saying, look, people, look what you're getting as a part of this rate hike. That's being proud of the show.
Now they're proud of the show. You have no idea.
Okay. Then I have no idea.
You don't. You don't. They're definitely proud of the show.
Okay, good.
Get on the phone with Eric Logan more, and you'll see for yourself.
I've talked
to the guy's fighting his balls off versus Washington.
You don't need to tell me about Logan. I love Logan.
And he's changed a lot of people's opinions down there.
Whoa, change their opinions? You mean their opinions needed to be changed?
It seems like that.
Why would you say that?
You
made me like I'm crazy, and now you're saying, oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Just the fact that gears got changed in mid-argument to a whole new argument just is too telling.
I didn't change gears.
There's obviously tension between you two that's been simmering. That's all I see. That's what I see. And no, I'm not jumping on anyone's side in this argument. I'm being questioned here. Where's Anthony jumping? I'm not jumping in. I'm not getting between this. But obviously there's tension here. I know Jimmy very well. I know Opie very well. I see some tension. I know Jay Moore very well.
Jay, we'll get you in a sec. I'm sorry.
I don't want Jay Moore waiting. Ooh. I'm kidding. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Sorry, bro.
Well, now I know what Opie's talking about. You don't call people back.
You don't call people back. Yeah. So you guys obviously have to have a little powwow, perhaps off the air. I hear a little too much personal shit.
My general thing
to not think there's a little more here than meets the eye.
This is my general thing. Simple as this, okay? And call me an asshole, call me wrong, that's fine. But this is, believe it or not, I'm having a really.
Oh my God!
Oh, Jesus, Jay.
Jay Moore's completely
Jay
naked.
Moore just got completely naked. He's standing in front of the window, completely naked.
I think it's getting hard too. Jesus Christ! Tell him to put his pants on. Oh. That'll change gears easily right there.
Oh. Wow.
Look, this. I'll summarize, and you could call me wrong, whatever. But believe it or not, I'm having a really, really good time with this radio show. A really good time. I'm having more fun in radio than I've ever had. Okay, and I just get from Jimmy at times a negative vibe. When it's always like point out the negatives, point out the negative. I'm just saying, dude. And if I'm wrong, you can call me out. And there's, well, I'm not gonna, whatever. And I get a negative vibe. I get the calls, and the frustration and stuff. And sometimes, this is all I'm saying, sometimes I wish you would also just point out a lot of the positive things that are happening. You do focus on the negative a lot.
That is so sociopathic, I almost don't know how to respond to it.
Holy crap.
Of course I'm negative, and I point out the negatives. But to think, when I've agreed that this is more fun than commercial radio ever was. And I love doing the show. And I love.
I'm talking
being here.
Behind the scenes, dude. There's always this negative vibe of what this, that, and this is
coming.
Funny,
then
this is coming from me, who's a complete asshole a lot of times, and a negative person.
Then you should have told me that instead of saying, "Hey, man, I really like the way in the conference calls you speak your mind and you try to get shit done about the channel name change, and all that stuff." You're coming from two different points of view.
We haven't
had a
conference call in 4 months, dude. We haven't had a conference call in 4 or 5 months.
How about the Club Soda Kenny situation? Was I negative about that? That just got resolved 2 days ago, bro.
We all agreed on that one.
Whoa, how am I
the producer holding up a "Let's move on" sign? Ben trying to be the producer.
Jay here. Let's go to Jay. Jay.
Move on. Talk about this later.
Cute girl outside.
Cute girl out there. Jay got naked.
You guys obviously need to, sit down and chat off air about things. I know both of you very well. I know both of your personalities very, very well. And I just see a clash going on there. That's for sure. I know Jimmy, like Opie says, Jimmy brings up a lot of the negative stuff and a lot of, he's always talking to people in D.C. about the problems that we're having. That is, first of all, that's just inherent in Jimmy's personality, is to point that stuff out. And the way he does it, is it abrasive? Sure. Is it in your face? Yeah. That's Jimmy. That's the way he does stuff. I sit there and I have seen huge improvements over the course of the past couple of months. Things have definitely gotten better. There's still a huge problem. I refuse to pay that Club Soda Kenny bill. I refuse to pay bills that they keep sending me in the email. I'm not paying those things. Are they advertising more? Sure. See if that lasts. Your personality is what your personality is. I've been with you for 10 years doing this show. I know what it's like, and you've come leaps and bounds, over the past couple of years. But to see you and Jimmy in the same room for a set amount of time, which is the past, few months that we've been on the air, I just see, I see problems. It's both. It's the way both of you are. There's,
blame me if you want, but I'm just trying to
get. No,
not you, Anthony. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to get the negative vibe as much as possible out of my life. And I still get a negative vibe from Jimmy at times. And if I sent you down that road, then fine.
You didn't send me down the road.
I'm telling you right now on the air, I don't want to hear as much negative anymore.
Then stop saying as much negative.
I'm saying right now, as we move forward, okay? I said, if I set you down this road, then
You didn't set me down. I'm 36, dude. You didn't set me down any road.
But I don't want to hear it as much anymore.
Okay.
I just don't.
Okay.
I want to enjoy my life. Dude, I'm not talking just about the radio show. I'm talking about my whole life. I'm trying to get a lot of the negative vibe out of me. I'm trying, okay? And I just don't want to hear as much anymore like I used to. I used to really get into it. I don't want to hear it as much. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you hit a nerve today with the whole people waiting outside the studio. Yeah, get pissed. What now?
Just, I want the negative vibe out. When as negative as you are, which I don't mind that about.
I don't mind I'm a negative person, but I'm trying to work on that.
But the fact that it's coming in this context, in the middle of an argument, like, Jimmy, I don't want the negativity. It's like, what? What are you talking about? I love the way things are going here. Like, what are you... You hit fucking nuts.
You hit a nerve with the fucking waiting with the guests. Simple as that.
It
all came out great.
Good, let it come out.
It all came out.
And then you switch gears with the XM thing. Come on, stop.
All right, whatever, dude. I'm a dope and you're brilliant.
I'm brilliant, dude. How about you switch gears?
No, you're brilliant.
What about that? You don't think Hugh likes the show?
You're right. Ugh. You're right. I'm a dope. I'm stupid.
Dope? I never see you a dope.
No, you're right, though. You're right. Everything you said was right. I'm wrong. You're right. Obviously.
That psychology don't work either, bro. Come on.
Whatever. Obviously. You're right. You're right.
You don't think Hugh likes the show?
Huh?
You try to throw me under the bus with Hugh Pinnell? Come on, man.
Oh, yeah. So you're right. I was wrong to say that, too. Whatever. Whatever, dude. If you want to fight, you know, it gets ugly. That's how fights always work.
Whatever.
So you can point out that I quote, try to throw you under the bus with Hugh Pinero.
Dude, I'm never going to win this. You're the boss, man. I know
Hugh Pinero isn't going to fucking fire you because I said something like that on the air. So
I don't
fucking
think he's going to
relax.
fire me, dude. I'm not worried about him firing me.
Everyone listening to the show knows when there's a fight, it gets ugly. Tough shit. Tough shit.
It doesn't
So you
hurt.
don't like what I said? Oh well. You said some things I don't like.
Like
either.
what?
Huh?
Like what?
I'm not going to get into it.
What? I would like to know what.
No. No. Because then it'll be another 20 minutes. So you're right. I'm wrong. There you go. Will that make you sleep better tonight?
Dude. You're putting yourself in this position like you're this rational guy, and you've just done this job in an argument. I don't care if you're mad or not.
Wrong.
You don't care if I'm mad or not.
I'm completely wrong.
And you can try to fix things the way you want to fix them.
Whatever, dude.
I feel the same way. Whatever.
That
psych shit that works on broads doesn't work on me. I don't care.
Fine. Don't care.
I don't care.
Good. When you say you don't care, you care.
Yeah.
Ben, any suggestions, Ben? Besides your move on sign?
Can we move on, please?
Jesus Christ.
We have been on this for a while.
Yeah, we've been on for a while. Jay's here. Let's go. Let's take a break and go to Jay.
The very worst of the Opie and Anthony FU line.
This is a big fuck you to Dragon.